Hey, good morning. It is Friday morning here. Yesterday we didn't get a chance to upload a video, so we're actually going to pick it back up in Psalm. We're going to go through 14 and 15 today because they actually really do relate to each other, and that way we don't miss out on one of the Psalms as we go through this series. So if you bear with me today, we're going to be in 14 and 15. So 14 actually starts out with the psalmist really talking about who a sinner is. He actually says that there is no one who does good, not even one. That's in verse number 3. And he actually starts off the psalm saying that the fool says in his heart that God does not exist. And, you know, as he continues to say all these things about mankind, seeing that our sin has led us down a path of foolishness, has led us down a path of debauchery, and has led us down a path of selfishness, really, where we're inwardly focused and we don't have reverence for God. He just leads up to Psalm chapter 15, and this one I think I'm going to just read straight through it because then we see what God represents to those who love Him. And he says this. He says, Lord, who can dwell in your tent? Who can live on your holy mountain? So he's asking the question here, who's righteous? Who will be able to receive eternal life with you? Who will be in heaven with you? And he says this in verse 2, the one who lives honestly and practices righteousness and acknowledges the truth in his heart, who does not slander with his tongue, who does not harm his friend or discredit his neighbor, who despises the one rejected by the Lord, but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps his word whatever the cost, who does not lend his money at interest or take a bribe against the innocent. The one who does these things will never be moved. So he gives us a description in 14 of the fools who are wicked and their vile deeds continue to go against the Lord. In chapter 15, he goes right into describing a godly person. We see the dynamic between those who follow God and those who don't, right? And sometimes even if those who don't follow God actually live morally and have virtue, but there's no basis for that virtue. There's no standard to which they can follow. Those who acknowledge the truth in their heart, those who don't slander with their tongue, and that's definitely hard because we hear that all over the news. We hear that in daily conversations. Those who do not harm his friend or discredit his neighbor, those who don't lie about others, those who don't exaggerate about others or look down on them, those who keep the fear of the Lord and a reverence for the Lord, and who keeps his word whatever the cost. Whatever it costs. I think that's so big because sometimes we look in this world and we're trying to keep what we know to be true. However, we sacrifice that for the cost of whatever the world may provide us. It's sad, but it's oftentimes true. So let us stay steadfast in the Word. Let's stay steadfast in these righteous practices. That way we know that we can live righteously and that we can have Christ dwell within us, and that we know that we're not living like the fools, but we're living like the righteous. I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope to see you back here on Monday. Remember to love God and love people. We'll see you Monday.